Falls. They're a leading cause of accidents in the workplace. Every year, hundreds of workers die as a result of falls, and thousands more are injured. To help reduce these numbers, employers are now required to protect employees from fall hazards whenever an employee is 6 feet or more above a lower level. Today, we're going to look at different systems that employers may use for fall protection. We'll see how each of these systems, if installed and used correctly, can save lives and reduce injuries. One of the most common methods of fall protection is guardrail systems. Generally speaking, a guardrail system is a permanent or portable structural system consisting of a top rail, mid-rail, and toe board secured to vertical posts. Guardrails are designed to stop a worker from inadvertently stepping off a working level and falling to a level below. To be effective, the top edge height of top rails or equivalent guardrails must be 42 inches plus or minus 3 inches above the walking working level. The guardrail must be capable of withstanding a force of at least 200 pounds applied in any outward or downward direction. If you are installing, inspecting, or maintaining a guardrail system, make sure that system meets specifications. A guardrail system that is poorly or inadequately constructed could cost lives, not save them. Another common method for fall protection is the personal fall arrest system. A personal fall arrest system is a system that includes an anchorage point, connectors, and harness, and may include a deceleration device, lifeline, or suitable combinations. The use of body belts for fall arrest is now prohibited, except under certain circumstances. Fall arrest systems do not prevent falls, they reduce the chance of injury when a fall takes place. To be effective, fall arrest systems must limit the free fall distance as well as the force of impact on an employee. If you wear a personal fall arrest system, make sure you know how to use it correctly. Inspect the system before each use and after impact loading. If you see any damage or other deterioration, remove the system from service. A method for fall arrest that is similar to a personal fall arrest system is a positioning device. A positioning device is a body belt or harness system rigged to allow a person on an elevated vertical surface, such as a wall, to work with both hands free while leaning backwards. As with a personal fall arrest system, rigging and structural integrity are critical to the degree of protection provided by a positioning device. A positioning device must be set up so that a worker can free fall no more than 2 feet. In addition, the device must be secured to an anchorage capable of supporting at least twice the potential impact load of an employee's fall, or 3,000 pounds, whichever is greater. Procedures for safe use of positioning devices are similar to those for personal fall arrest systems. Inspect positioning devices prior to each use for wear, damage, or other deterioration. If you find any defects, remove the device from service. Be sure you understand how your personal fall arrest system works. Personal fall arrest systems, when stopping a fall, must be rigged so that an employee can neither free fall more than 6 feet nor contact any lower level. Bring an employee to a complete stop and limit maximum deceleration distance an employee travels to 3 1/2 feet. And have sufficient strength to withstand twice the potential impact energy of an employee free falling a distance of 6 feet, or the free fall distance permitted by the system, whichever is less. Free fall means the act of falling before a personal fall arrest system begins to apply force to arrest the fall. In determining the free fall distance a system will allow, it's important to understand the relationship between the tie-off location and the length of the lanyard. If the anchor point is below the harness attachment part, there is potential of a free fall twice the length of the lanyard. If the anchor is level with the harness attachment point, there is a potential of a free fall the length of the lanyard. If the anchor point is above the harness attachment point, the potential for free fall equals the length of the lanyard minus the distance from the anchor to the harness attachment point. When using a personal fall arrest system, remember to keep free fall distance to a minimum and never greater than 6 feet. The greater the distance of free fall, the greater the arresting force on the fall protection system. Even a few extra feet of free fall can significantly increase the arresting force, possibly to the point of causing injury. While it's important to use your personal fall arrest system safely, It's also important to use proper anchoring and tie-off techniques. The tie-off point, where the lanyard or lifeline is attached to a structural support, must be capable of supporting 5,000 pounds for each worker tying off. Avoid using makeshift anchorages unless they have been evaluated by a qualified person and determined to be of suitable strength. Also, avoid tying off to guardrail systems or to hoists except under certain circumstances. Keep in mind that certain tie-offs, such as using knots or tying around sharp edges, can seriously reduce the strength of the lifeline or lanyard. Know which types of tie-offs to avoid and which require alternative rigging. When using personal fall arrest systems, as with other equipment, always follow manufacturer's instructions for storage and use. Use harnesses and components for employee protection only, and not to hoist materials. Avoid modifying or using a modified personal fall arrest system unless it has been evaluated or tested by a competent person and determined to be safe. While some components may wear out before others, all components may not be interchangeable, and using a mishmash of parts could jeopardize the integrity of the system. If a personal fall arrest system has been subjected to impact loading, immediately remove the device from service. Avoid using the device until it has been inspected by a competent person and determined to be undamaged and suitable for reuse. Using a personal fall arrest system can save your life if you use it correctly. This is James Drury, reminding you to take care and be safe. Each employee who is required to climb or work at elevated heights must know and follow the Fall Protection Program. Completion of this Fall Protection Training Program shall certify the individual as qualified and competent to determine the type of fall protection required for a specific job.